Hello and welcome to the Tuesday live stream. I hope you are doing well. So let's start at another live stream just now. First thing to do, as usual, or as always or almost, what we are doing first is looking at our dashboard. So the plan for today is to work a bit on Shikigami, which is our Agentic IDE. There are a few things I would like to do today or this week. Let's see. One bug, kind of a bug that wasn't implemented at all, that behavior that I would like to cover, which is moving files from another directory to the IDE, to the files tree, and then as well some improvements like Python syntax, Blade PHP syntax, and improvement for the MD files preview. That's what I would like to do this week, and maybe even something more complex that we could start working on, which is the speech-to-text configuration, because I want you to have an option to use a speech-to-text with a local model. Let's see if it works. And how it is going to work, let's see. And that is regarding the Shikigami. And there is also a thing that we started working on last week, or maybe even a longer time ago. That is who is out of office, and this is the audit trail feature for tracking a leaf balance usage. That's what I would like to come back again. But let's start from Shikigami first. And if you are new here, that's exactly the Shikigami application is exactly what you are looking at now. And this is the Agentic IDE. So there are two important parts in the application. First one is the agentic coding area. It's exactly what you are looking at now. It is empty. But we're gonna start a few sessions soon. And then there is the editor area. So let me show you. Let me open the Who is Out of Office project. And there we can open the editor, the editor area. For now, the most rich support in terms of IDE experience and programming languages support is the most rich one is for PHP. So if you have a PHP project and you would like to work on it manually, you can do it. Yeah, you can preview now. There is a syntax support, basic at the moment, but we are working on making it more advanced. That's at least the plan. So we split the effort between the editor area improvements to bring more languages like Python and JavaScript, TypeScript. There is some part of it already because this is built in the Monaco editor, but I would like to as well make it more advanced and more useful. And then the other one is Python. So that's what will happen in the future. But okay, let's switch to Shikigami first and let's do some work here. And the first one will be the thing that I've mentioned. So there are drag and drop files to a files tree. So let's imagine you open a Finder or whatever. If you are using Mac, this will be a Finder. If you use a Ubuntu operating system, that it's gonna be other kind of files explorer, and you can drag and drop. Well, you cannot, but I want to make it possible to drag and drop files directly from Explorer or Finder to the files tree. That's not possible at the moment. But okay, before we start, let me share that this session is live. And okay, so we have a Discord server, and I just shared in the Discord server that we are live. And also I would like to say thank you to all the recent subscribers. We are slowly approaching 60 subscribers, so thank you for that. I would like to encourage you to be more active in the comments section. I know that there are a few, not many yet, but few installations that are active, of the active installations of the app. I know that, and how I know that, it's not that I have built a telemetry in the application. I know that because the application is built on top of Electron framework, and Electron uses an Electron updater. So it is configured in the application, of course. The application checks from time to time, periodically, if there is an update available, and that's how I know how many more or less applications is active. So thank you one more time for that. Thank you, and let me invite you to the Discord server. The link is in the description, and as well, if you have questions regarding Shikigami, regarding the direction in which the application will go, or you have your own suggestions, I am open to hear them. Please use the comment section and let me know. So okay, let's start a first session. By the way, this is a new thing, a quick start section in the new agent form. You can define your own predefined configurations where you can specify an agent and a model that an agent will use, as well as an effort. If this is claude or codex, then you can choose effort and the model. If this is the open code agent, this is a new thing in the application, a new support for another agent. If this is an open code agent, then you can specify additional arguments that you pass on the agent startup. This could be, like in this case, I've defined a Qwen 2.5 coder, and I specified a model version 7b with a provider name. In my case, this is Olama. If you have different provider, then you can, of course, as well configure it and use it right away. So all you have to do, if you have a predefined agent, all you have to do is first put a label. So let me do it now. So drag and drop to files tree, that's my label, and then new work tree, that's what I want to have. And then all you have to do is to just click on one of the agents that you've predefined. In my case, it's gonna be Opus 5 High. And that's it. The agent will be initialized with a configuration that you've specified before, and a new worksheet was created with a branch associated to it. Okay, so let me start first with copying an image. Because I made a screenshot earlier where I specified that I want to copy from a certain place. In this case, this is a finder to the worksheet, and I've added also arrows, and that's as well what you can do. Actually, let me show you. So that's how it looks. That's how the screenshot looks like. That's a part of my screen, and then I've put arrows with numbers 1 and number 2, so it means that the agent and the model that will process the image along with the prompt will have additional information where to look at and how exactly. It just gives more context. Yeah. And I encourage you to use it as well to help yourself with development or bug fixing. And now it's time for a prompt. And I like Claude because it uses, it's not uses, but it has a built-in voice function. But unfortunately only Claude Code has that. Codex doesn't, so that's why I want to add a option to configure a speech-to-text functionality with a local model, so you won't have to pay for it additionally. I want you to create a feature that is drag and drop files from Finder or Explorer to the editor area to the files tree. Currently that's not possible. The application doesn't allow me to release a left mouse button with a bunch of files over the files tree area. Okay, and I think that's enough for now, and I'm pretty sure that the brainstorming session will be the first step. Yeah, and that's exactly the case. So let's give it some time. And I'm gonna move the drag and drop into planning. And then also the bug that I've mentioned. Let me start another session. And that one is about fixing the color highlighting that is applied on files tree files that were modified or created. It doesn't match the color schema that we use in the Git area. I'm going to show you that in a minute as well. But let me take a look. Okay, so new work tree and the label is here. Okay. So what is the issue? Well, let me modify a file. Yeah, I'm gonna add some random value here, and then I save it, and okay. So as you see, the file name stays the same. There is no change. There is only an M added at the end of a line, so it means that was modified. But if you go to the Git area, then you see that modified files are marked with a blue color, and that's exactly the same blue color should be applied on the files tree items. And as well, if we add a new one, let me quickly show you. So new file, test PHP, doesn't matter. So I don't know exactly what it means, but anyway, there is no color applied. And if we switch to the okay, I guess it means that this is untracked. So if we switch to the Git area, then file that wasn't added to as a staged change is marked with a red color, and that's exactly what should happen here as well in the files tree. So let me take screenshots. So first one, and here the second one. Okay. Yeah. So these items are important. So I'm marking that with an additional box around them, just to make it clear and easier for the agent to understand what I want. Okay. And then here as well. Yeah, I think you can see it. Yes, you can see it. Good. Okay, and let's drop it here. So there are two options to paste or work with screenshots in the application. One is drag and dropping, and the other supported option is copy and pasting. So both are available, like in the I think it works the same with a regular Claude code. At least copy and pasting works. I'm not sure if drag and drop, but anyway, the application provides that for you. So feel free to use both. What is your preference? Both options will work. Okay, and now it's time for a prompt. I want you to fix the color schema for the files tree changed and edit files. As you see in the Git area, we use the right color schema, and I want you to apply the same color schema on files names in the files tree in the editor area. And please remove the characters that are added at the end of an item row. Now it is U as modified as updated. Sorry. Yeah, let me remove that. Yep, so please remove the characters that are added at the end of an item row. That is U or M. Yeah. Okay, good. I believe we will as well have a brainstorming session, but let's see. Let's take a look at the drag and drop. Okay. Okay, so they are busy. Let's switch to the who's out of office, and yeah, let me open again the board. So we should have a plan for the leaf balance ledger, and actually the implementation, I would like to create codex session for that. So let's see how it works. I am not sure if there's a work tree. Audit trail feature, okay. So that should be it. And unfortunately, as I shared with you, there is no voice function built in the codex agent. So let me type quickly the prompt, and we will switch back again to the Shikigami tab. Okay, so I asked it to read the file. It should be there. That's a part of the name. And then the agent should read it and then verify if there are open questions or not. I guess no, but let's see. And let's go to Shikigami. Okay, so it looks like the color schema for modified and changed files, for modified and edit files in the files tree that's already started the implementation. Okay, so let's take a look at the drag and drop. Yes, so files and directories, both options should be possible. So if you drag, if you want to move a directory or copy a directory, that should be supported as well. And regarding the colors, so this is in progress already. So let me update the state. Let me update the state of the issue. Okay, and let's start a third session in this area, in this workspace. That is the MD files. Improvement. Images. Yeah, that is images. And this is a new work tree, yes. So the thing is, let's open an MD file. So the thing is that Okay, not that one. I guess readme. Yeah. So as you know, in MD files you can include images that are either from a local directory or subdirectory, or that come from remote sources. And at least, unfortunately, it doesn't matter for the application. None of these images will be loaded. So what I would like to add is support to actually load them. If these are remote sources, then read them from exactly these locations. If this is a local, it should be loaded as well and rendered. So okay, let me take a screenshot because it's gonna be useful. Okay, and now it's time for the prompt. I want you to extend the MD files preview feature. And some time ago we decided to not load images from remote sources or any other source, basically. And now I want you to add that functionality to enable rendering images that are from remote sources, but as well from local source. Yes, and the idea is that if you are previewing a raw version, that what you can see are like a markdown representation of images, but if you switch to preview, those images should be loaded as in a standard way, like in any other MD preview tool. Okay, and it looks like that in the who is out of office, there are no open questions in the leave balance ledger task file. So let's start implementing this. And we're gonna use for that the sub-agent driven approach. Okay, let's wait a second. Okay. Driven approach and TDD. TDD means test driven development. Okay, good. So what you saw for a second, that were end-to-end tests. And yeah, so the files tree modified files coloration agent is running end-to-end tests, and this is great. So it added new set of end-to-end tests for that, and it was running them. By the way, I've mentioned that, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, I've released a new version of the application, 0.35, and there is an open code agent support included in this release. That's exactly the last option. So if you click on a new agent button, then the new agent form will be rendered for you, and there are 3 options for agents. There is codex, claude code, and the open code. This is a new one, and I've tested it a bit with a local Ollama provided by Ollama Qwen 2.5 model, but I would like to hear from you as well. What is your experience with that? Because for me, For me it was a bit slow, so if you know some tips and tricks and you are willing to share them, please let me know, because I'm still exploring this option. Most of the time before that I used Claude, and then I supported myself with some codex implementers, but now I'm exploring OpenCode as well. If you have already some experience with it and would like to share it, please do so, and you can do it either in the comments section, or you can join our Discord server, and there you can find me and DM me, or maybe use any of the text channels that are available. Please do so, because I'm curious if you use it, and maybe there are other agents that you use as well and would like to include them in the application. I am willing to do so, but please let me know what agents, when, and we can do it. Okay, I like the specification, but I would like to ask you if we will provide a visual indicator that someone is dragging over files over the file tree. Not the file stream, but the files tree. So let's wait for the answer. Let me do one more thing, because the who is out of office project is down. So let me start it. There is a very simple command. If you would like to test it locally, all you have to do is to type just start in the root of the repository, and then yeah, exactly. So here is the okay, and then you can switch to the Docker integration section, and there you can preview exactly how many containers there are. You can preview logs if there is something wrong. Actually, there is something. Let me take a look. Yeah, because I've modified the file for testing purposes. Let me revert that. Okay, now it should be fine. So let's restart the PHP container. Okay. It starts again. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, so let me open the Docker Compose. So there is a Docker Compose prepared for you, the configuration. There are as well predefined fixtures to cover all functionalities. I as far as I remember, all of them. So there are different calendars, leave requests for different types, and there are users with different so to speak, states of registration. There are even two that should be verified. So we can basically test all the flow if you want. And there are as well different roles built in the application. So there is a regular user manager and an admin. Yeah. And it's easy to test. If you don't have the Justfile support on your machine, then all you have to do is just type docker compose app-d, and everything will be created for you, and fixtures will be loaded as well. It just takes some time. The first start is always longer.
1, 2.
Let me check. Okay, so now it finds Docker and it is up and running. Okay. Let me read the questions. Okay, I gave it the answer. Let's take a look at the Shikigami now. And hello chat, how are you? How you doing? Okay, there is a question I cannot really answer. So I'm gonna ask it to run scouts and verify what would be the best approach. Regarding the images load, I want you to run scouts and verify what is the best approach, what is the best practice around this, and what we can actually do in the application. Could you spin up a localhost server and show me how exactly will we highlight the drag and drop behavior? Okay, and change for color schema for files tree items, that is done, but I think it doesn't run. No, I don't see review. Okay, good, but I want you to run code review and architecture review by the Shikigami architect on these changes. Okay, so the thing is that I want to make sure that the quality of these changes is good and according to our rules in the architecture and in the code as well, to not allow agents or any other agent in the future to drop the level of quality of our implementation. That's very important for the future, because in the long run I want to make the maintenance easier, not harder. So let's ask it for 2 reviews, and then if everything is fine, we will merge that. Okay, there was a misunderstanding. The codex, I don't know why it focused so much on discovering Docker configuration and containers. Maybe that's because of the TDD requirement. Okay, now it's clear. So here are the containers and their names, and then so now it's understand, and it will switch to the implementation. Okay, and we have a design for the drag drop files. Let me share with you. Okay, but how to test it? Okay, drag this into the area. Okay, let me make it bigger so you can see it better. Okay, so now I am dragging a file. Okay, it's hard to see, but there is an indicator where are we going to put. Okay, maybe A? No. But it is very explicit. Yeah, that one for sure no. So option B for sure no. Strong no. I think C is the default behavior in most IDEs. Okay, let me maybe drag one more time, and now I keep it on a left and on the left side with my mouse, so now we can see better how it is highlighting items, directories and files, but what doesn't mean I can copy it into the file. Doesn't make sense. Okay, let me clarify that. Please remove the option B, and also please clarify what is the behavior if I want to drag a bunch of files next to an existing file in a directory. Because now there is no difference if I move items over a file or over a directory. And one more thing, if I move a mouse with files over a directory, are you going to open that directory if it is collapsed? Yeah, because in some IDEs, as far as I remember, if you drag a file, you move it over a directory and you keep it there for a second or two, then that directory will be expanded and then you can move a file in even one level lower and lower and lower. So let's wait for the answer. Yeah, so hover a collapsed folder for around 600 milliseconds during drag and drop, and it should be expanded. Okay. Okay, and the agent is updating the mockup, so let's wait a bit. Okay, and in the who is out of office we have how many? 11, 12, 13, 14 files, 14 tasks, plus reviews at the end. Okay, so the implementation started. I'm gonna move the ticket that is related to that functionality into in progress. Okay, good. And let's take a look at the Shikigami. Okay, the design was refreshed. Let me open it and let me show you. Okay, so that's how it looks. Is it clickable? No. Recollapse folders. Okay, so I'm gonna start dragging. Okay, and if we keep it for a longer time, it is gonna be opened. Okay. Well, please let me know if you like the glow effect. Or maybe the glow effect is fine, but the border, so there are two borders. One is solid and the other one uses a dot effect. So maybe we can remove one of them, keep the glow effect and the info box that is down below. Okay. Okay, let me ask it to make it more calm. Okay, I will try to take a screenshot. It's good. Okay. It's not really possible. Okay, so I'm gonna explain it. I like the option A, but I want you to make the glow effect a bit calmer, and please keep only one of the borders, so you can remove the dotted border, and the solid border can be a bit slimmer and make the glow effect less aggressive. And then please refresh the mockup so we can take a look at it again. Okay, so we submitted answers, but I would like to see it before giving it the final confirmation. Before I give you the final confirmation, I want you to spin up a localhost server and prepare mockups for us with the color representations. So I would like to see it before giving you the final yes. Okay, and the drag and drop agent just provided a mockup, a refreshed version. So the time frame for the delay when a directory will be opened. So I will keep it at this level. So 600 milliseconds. Then the glow. Okay, soft. Yeah, maybe the soft version. Well, I like it. We can change it in the future at any point in time, of course, if you are about to drop a file or files and directories. Okay, I think I've lost you for a second. Yeah. Please retry. I've lost the connection. But okay, now everything is up and running, okay. Oh no. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, so it sometimes happened that even sub-agents will lost a connection with the Anthropic NPI, and that's why you might see an error box. But then you can click on the X button in the top right corner, and you will be brought back again to the session, and agents will resolve these issues by themselves. So, and that's exactly what happened here, but unfortunately we've lost the working indication. But this can happen. So this is my configuration for border, glow and the spring open effect. Please now move to the specification phase. And my plan for today is to prepare an implementation plan with Opus, and then the implementation will be handled by Codex. I'm not sure if we will do it during this session. It's almost an hour, but let's see. If we make it during the live stream, then I will start it. If not, then I will work off stream later today. And let me remind you, so there is a new agent. There is a new agent in the new agent form. This is the third option now, open code. And if you would like to pre-configure the open code for you, then please go to the settings. In the top right corner there is a settings button. Please click on it, then please go to predefined configs, and here we can specify a custom predefined configuration for the open code agent. So please click on the agent's open code value, and then you can pass additional arguments like I did, for example, with the OLLAMA provider, and I have two predefined configuration. One of them is with the Quen 2.5 and the other one is Quen 3, and I've tested them a bit off stream, and I wasn't very happy. They were very slow. So if you know some tips on how to make it faster, then please let me know, because Maybe it's because of my machine that it's not super fast, or maybe this is even something else that I don't know about, but maybe you tried them and you know better, so please let me know. I am happy to learn from you as well. Good. And the agent that is working on the files tree prepared a mockup. So let's take a look. Okay, too big. Yeah, let's keep it like this. Okay, so there are even two themes prepared: keeps git color and default colors. I don't see difference. Okay, I see it now. Okay. So the difference is in a selection. So if you select a row, then the default color is the default color schema changed the file's name into the font into white color. If we keep git color, then actually I would like to keep them. So then we even though we selected a file, it keeps the original color that was derived from a state. Okay, so we should follow the WCAG recommendations and keeps git color. I think that it means that we should keep them. Okay, let me clarify that. So if we would like to follow the accessibility rules, does it mean that we should keep the selected row git coloration? If yes, then let's choose it. And what is the other open question? Okay, and we have the specification files, the specification document for drag and drop. Let me take a look. Okay, let me ask it to explain the security issue. Please explain the security decision with more simple words. Okay, now I understand, but it makes sense, right? So the issue is that, so the app handles in a certain way files that are tracked within the files tree. And of course, if you copy and paste something outside from the project directory that is potentially could be a hostile file, or contain malicious code, But then that's, I guess you are the person that should take responsibility for that and not put files from unknown sources into your own project root directory or any subdirectory. But maybe there are some security measures that we can include in it. Let me take a look. Okay, I see. Okay, I see, that makes sense. So now please prepare a specification plan. And no, sorry, we already have that. Implementation plan, yeah. Okay, so the spec is ready. Now the implementation plan will be created. And I would like you then to run code review and architecture review on this plan. Okay, they are busy, and there is one more thing I would like to start working today as well. and that is the syntax highlighting for Python. So let me start a new agent in a dedicated work tree. Yes, and it's gonna be Opus 5 as usual. And we already have a syntax highlighting document. I checked it before started a live stream. And based on that, we should prepare as well support for any other language in the future that we, like me or you, would like to include in the application. Please explain each option briefly and in simple words. Okay, so let's go back to the syntax. Okay, so there is a syntax highlighting document. I'm gonna mention that here. I want you to read the document and I want you to start working on support for the Python language syntax, and the task is only about providing better syntax for Python. It's not about LSP or something like that, but I want you to verify what is the standard way that we use in Shikigami, and also I want you to then prepare guidelines according to which we will in the future build support for another programming languages. Okay, so the work now is not only about Python itself, but it's about establishing a foundation for any different language in the future that we will add to the application. Because for now the best coverage is for PHP language. There is even a let me show you a syntax theme PHPower, and the default one I use the PHPower. It is very similar in terms of tokens to another one very popular IDE, and its default theme, I like it. So it is very similar, not the same, but similar. So if you are already familiar with that product, then you won't be confused if you switch to Shikigami. Okay, so in terms of the empty files improvement and loading of remote images, I would like to choose the option 1 with an additional switch. So if you want that extra layer of security, you can always disable it in the application settings. And by default, we will load everything that was used in empty files. So I want the option 1, it means we load everything, but please remember to add a requirement for the global switch in the application settings. So if users decide that they don't want to load any images, then they can disable it in the application settings, and the behavior after switching it off is as it is now. So we only render URL or a path of images. Okay, and for the empty files images we have a full specification, but now it needs to be shaped into a file. Yeah, that looks good. Please prepare a file. Okay guys, there is over an hour of a live stream, so let me wrap it up. So we have 4 agents that are working on improvements. Sorry, 3 of them are working on improvements in the Shikigami application. 1 of them is working on a bug. And they are approaching, 2 of them are approaching the implementation phase. The syntax, we just started the syntax highlighting for the Python language. We've just started that, so it will take a bit longer to actually start the implementation. Let's take a look at the who is out of office, and this is in progress. So we have 14 tasks, then the whole branch review, and the codex is working in its own pace on it. Okay, there are next questions around regarding the Python syntax highlighting, so I will do it off stream. And let's take a last look at our board. Okay, so that's how it looks. Yeah, one very important thing that will happen, I guess, this week is the speech-to-text configuration. I would like to start working on it this week because I really miss that feature in the codex agent, and also would be nice to have it anyway in the application, because maybe use the open code agent, and I guess there is no voice function built in as well, so it would be nice to use it in the configuration with a localhost models and remote ones as well, so both options should be available. Then in the planning we have 3 things, and one fourth one is in progress. That is a bug fixing, and that's how it looks. So thank you for joining, thank you for likes, subscriptions, especially the recent subscribers. Let me welcome you in the community, and we are slowly approaching the 60 subscribers. That's the number that we are slowly approaching. I like that. I like that we are moving forward, and I like that you like what I'm doing. There are active users of the application that I know. Of course, I don't know who that is, so you can let me know in the comments section if you use Shikigami, if you tried it, if you tested it. Please let me know. If there is something you like, I would like to hear it, but you can as well let me know if there is something that we could improve in the application. I'm open for your feedback, so please let me know. And in the meantime, let me also invite you to the Discord server. The link is in the description. And you can find me there, you can find me on LinkedIn as well, but please, if you send a connection request, please put a message like Shikigami or something like that, so I will know that you send me an invitation request, because you know me from the YouTube channel, and that helps me like to filter out noise from a real requests from you. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining, thank you for being here. I see a few people are in the chat. So have a nice day, have a nice evening, and that's it for today. Thank you, bye bye.